Welcome to episode 6 of Is This Enough? The really brilliant game show that's brilliant and excellent. We hope you will play along with the quiz rounds whilst you listen. You can send your scores and audience rounds answers to isthisenoughpodcasting@gmail.com. Please also follow Is This Enough Pod on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok. And please leave a like and a great review on your chosen podcast app. A quick plug for my Edinburgh show, me being David Hoare. You can come see my show 1 Billion Songs, please, at the Edinburgh Fringe between the 4th and the 27th of August, not 15th. I'm on at 2:30 at the Hill Street Theatre. It's going to be a wonderful show. It's a musical comedy show. I've been working very hard on it. I'd love for you to come and see it. I hope you enjoy episode 6 of Is This Enough? Is This Enough? With James O'Donoghue and David Hoare. I have pressed record. I just pressed arm track. I am now pressing record on everything. Carry on slagging people off.
Gaze into the face of a fully armed and operational track, unable to...
I think you'll find this track is fully operational.
Oh, I think you'll find that your friends are enjoying a lovely podcast when they arrive. Hello, and welcome to Is This Enough? The only podcast you're allowed to listen to since the court mandate. I'm James O'Donoghue, a true gentleman. With me is David Hoare, a dirty scoundrel. We're both comedians, and every week we make up 4 rounds for each other to play, and then we package that as a game show. We also generate a lot of heat. Neither of us knows what the other one is going to ask. David,
Yep.
How are you?
I'm doing okay, thank you very much.
And how is your ankle doing?
My ankle's been playing up, but I haven't told you about that, so that's weird.
That's fucked, mate.
That's very weird.
That's really fucked.
I've sprained both my ankles in my lifetime. I sprained one of them falling off a curb after completing a Centurion, which is 50 shots of beer in 50 minutes. No, 100 shots of beer in 100 minutes. And I sprained the other one whilst jumping up and down to the song Sugar by System of a Down.
Well, David, you've just won yourself 50 points.
Bonus
now there
points.
is bonus points. Remember, points mean nothing. There is all to play for this week because, of course, there is a grand prize. There is also all to play for because there is, of course, a grand forfeit. There is an audience round where you at home could join in and potentially win some bespoke artwork by yours truly. That's me. My name is yours truly. I'm Scandinavian. You could win some art. It could be with you forever, like permo crabs. So, without further ado, David, could you serve us a hot slice of the content pie?
Round 1. Hello, James. Round 1 is called General Knowledge. Nom 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 nom. According to the website space.com, which of these foods is in the top 10 list of foods eaten in space?
Oh my
25 points per question. How do you feel about space, James?
Do you know that for a while I was in regular contact with a chunk of the moon?
Question number What?
This was during a point where I was rehearsing for a play called Blood Wedding, in which I was playing a character called The Moon, directed by Ben Naylor. There are some fantastic photos available, photographed by Cam Hall. Go and check them out. So I played The Moon in Lorca's play Blood Wedding. During that time, I was also a cleaner for weekends for early morning at the Science Museum. And I would go in early mornings, clean the entire museum, and then mop shit for the rest of the day. And then I would go back to work off my break. The joke there was that I was mopping shit on my break. It's good stuff. But yeah, I was in the Science Museum in London, in Kensington.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They have a little chunk of the moon. And I was there looking at it, trying to get into character. Genuinely, because being an actor is fucking dumb. It's good though. I am available.
You're very, very good at it as well. So book James for your film or TV show or play or advert or, I don't know,
Radio drama.
furry pornography. You know.
Oh, you know what? Absolutely. Although my agent will have to take a cut of that. And maybe some money too.
Let's do a quiz.
My agent is
I've
not
got 5 bits of food, and you need to tell me whether they're in Space.com's top 10 list of foods eaten in space. Number 1,
David.
freeze-dried ice cream.
The term freeze-dried makes me think it's space, but then I'm also wondering, how would you freeze dry ice cream? Because surely the freezing part of freeze-dried ice cream is perfunctory. So really, this is just dried ice cream. But having tried to dry ice cream in the past, that just makes it soup. Oh, David, I'm in a quandary. I'm going to say...
Is Perfunctory the band that George Clinton started?
I know that reference, David. I'm having a good time with that. What the
George Clinton was the lead singer of Parliament and Funkadelic. Anyway, what does perfunctory mean?
That was good. That was a good joke.
Thanks.
I
make jokes. Please book me for your furry porn. Cool, yeah. An action carried out without real interest, feeling, or effort. Fair. Do you think that freeze-dried ice cream's in Space.com's top 10 list of foods eaten in space?
David, I do believe that. I believe it with all my heart. You know what? I'm going to go to space right now. I'm going to eat some ice cream and go, dry.
This should be in my top 10. Correct! You've got yourself 25 points. Congratulations.
25 big ones.
Question number 2 is Space Ram Soup in Space.com's top 10 list of foods eaten in space.
Space Ram soup.
Space Ram soup.
I'm guessing this is Earth Ram that they've taken to space, not Space Ram.
No clues are on offer here.
No clues on offer. Tisk tisk. What a mean little man. That is, of course, a joke, because David is very tall, and it is a struggle for him.
But I still am quite mean.
He is still quite mean. Horrid, in fact. He's whipping an orphan as we speak. David, I don't think that Space Ram Soup is a food. I think it's an album.
You think the Space Ram Soup is an album, which I've gone, I'm a tricksy trickster and I'm going to fool James O'Donoghue.
Yes, I believe you have.
Well, then you're a fucking idiot, because it was actually in Space.com's list of top 10 foods eaten in space. Yeah, sorry.
That's a spacey meatball.
Question number 3. Do you think that Flumps are in Space.com's top 10 list of foods eaten in space?
What would Flumps do in a vacuum? Well, of course, they're not in a vacuum in the shuttle. Otherwise, that would just be... We sent these people into space. They're all dead.
What would Flumps do in a vacuum? Quick, get James Dyson on the phone. Let's go.
What would a flump do with no gravity, though? Is gravity the thing that's keeping it together?
Oh, what? It's buoyancy.
Yeah. Is
Is that the correct word for a marshmallow?
Is this...
Hey, no looking stuff up. I can see you with your phone.
Sorry. I've been contacted via Indeed for someone asking if I want to be involved in bin management.
And you said, been there, done that. Yes, I'll accept the job.
Yes, I will. I need to pay my rent. So you can see me upcoming in the National Theatres on the Bins by
And on the bins, James O'Donoghue. And then you're just like...
it'd be like, yeah, thank you. I'm wearing the headphones. No, that's cans. Oh dear. So, Flumps. Yeah, Flumps. Flumps are space food.
Flumps in space. You're wrong, James O'Donoghue.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Question number 4. Is antimatter listed in Space.com's top 10 list of food eaten in space?
David, you should not eat antimatter. You shouldn't do it. If you do it, and that comes into contact with actual matter, That's a bad day for you.
So you're saying no?
I'd say no because it's too spicy.
Okay, well, you're wrong because he looks so sad. Apparently, antimatter is an energy drink and the chosen energy drink of astronauts.
Oh no! I've been foist.
You've been punked. You've been flumped.
I saw a clip from You've Been Punked the other day. Horrible.
Yeah, it's bullying. It's a bullying
it's
show
grim.
for bullies.
It's like, oh, you think we're going to make someone think that they've murdered someone? No, it's bad.
The early noughties was a wild time.
Like, yeah, no, I've got low tolerance for prank stuff just because some of it is just, oh, you've been mean to that guy.
Yeah, I much prefer like mild trickstering to pranks.
Yes. I like a little elf man has tricked you into bestowing to him your firstborn child. That's the kind of pranks I can get behind.
So you don't want to watch Punked, but you do want to watch Rumpled.
You've been rumped.
You've been rumped. Punctual Stiltskin.
Punctual Stiltskins.
Okay, last one. Question number 5. Were Rustler's Burgers in Space.com's top 10 list of foods eaten in space?
Rustler's Burgers. They're not Rustlers, they're Terry's. Rustler's bloody burgers. I tell you what, David, I don't think they would have made escape velocity.
Correct, because Rustler's Burgers aren't food. At the end of that round, you've got 50 points!
50 big ones!
Oh, bow, 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 bow.
Hooray! Well done, me. And now over to me, David.
Round 2.
Welcome to Columnists or a Load of Pists. Are these real columns in newspapers written by the chattering commentariat, or are these from the dark swirls of word cloud from deep in the recesses of my brain? I'm going to read out some titles for some columns, as well as the newspaper and the person who wrote them, and you're going to tell me if they are real columns or not real columns. For those of you at home, David just sniffed his forearm.
I was disguising a burp.
Oh, I thought you would go.
I disguised it so well that you thought I was being really fucking weird.
Do you ever kiss your own arm?
Hell yeah.
That's good, isn't it? It's a nice thing to do.
Give it a little, go on, flex the guns. I French kiss my arms.
Hey, call a vet, because these swans are sick. Call another vet, because they're dead now. They're dead.
How many points is this?
This is for 33 points each.
Lovely stuff.
David,
Hi
is this a real column? I took my children to the playground without my phone, and it was a revelation. This is from The Guardian by Emma Brox.
Yes.
David, of course.
What we're discovering is that young people are now discovering what we used to do by going, ho ho ho, I tried to do a thing without using modern convenience. Can you guess what it was like? And people over the age of 30 are like, yeah, I remember that.
That was indeed true. That was a real bloody thing. I tell you what, that's a real column. They'll pay these bozos anything to write them. Eh?
Well, she couldn't write it on her phone because she didn't have it with her.
No.
I saw somebody mention the fact that Gen Z were doing competition, like a challenge to see if you could write your own name without taking your pen off the piece of paper. And somebody else just appeared and went, well done, Gen Z, you've discovered cursive.
You know how they mime what Gen Z and Gen Alpha do for miming taking a photo?
What do they do?
You know, with us, we'll have
this is good for a
fake
purely audio medium.
We'll have a fake camera.
Yes.
That we've not used for ages.
Sure.
Unless you're my friend Liam, who got really into photography just before lockdown. Well done, mate. So we'll have hold a big camera and be like, "Ting, there we go." What the young people do now is pretend to hold a phone. They'll
Yeah.
pretend to hold a phone and go, duh. And there we go.
They also, when they mime being on the phone, they don't use a kind of banana-shaped thing like you do with your thumb and finger out. They just hold their hand flat like you would to your head.
Do you know, when they're miming being on the phone, they don't stand at the wall and dial the number in the rotary. And say, hello, operator! Connect me to 3122 Evergreen Terrace.
The thing that infuriates me about it is that they're living their life based on their experiences and they're not taking me and my feelings into account.
It annoys
That's
me.
infuriating.
They can ask for a biscuit without having to whack weevils out of it. How awful.
They don't
How
even hire a
sad for
weevil
them.
whacker these days. Anyway, what's question
In fact,
number
that's
2?
one of the columns I've got here. The youth of today don't even whack weevils. How are we meant to look China in the eye?
How are we vols supposed to get whacked? Give me another one.
Oh, these weevils are getting whacked. What lamb...
Carry on.
What lambing taught me about a progressive alliance between the Liberal Democrats and the Green Party? This was in The Independent by Ed Davey.
This sounds so real, but it could be horseshit or lamb
Or
shit.
lamb shit.
I'm gonna say it's real.
Oh, David, I'm sorry. I've done a trick on you.
Ah, you trickster.
Bloody tricked you again,
I've
didn't
been
I?
punked.
You got punked. David, is this a real thing? I keep saying, I've realised listening back to these, I say your name before every question.
Please continue. It makes
David.
me feel very validated.
I've also, since we've started doing this podcast, my accent has started to shift slightly into kind of a Hertfordshire flatness. And
Is
that
that what you think I sound like?
And that happened. That happened when we were both in Bristol, and I was doing the bit with Donald Trump doing Blade Runner, and Blade Runner ended up being Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
And
I am a travesty, and I sound like one. Continue.
no, it's. I am fascinated by accents, and they're all wonderful in their own way. You sound like a fucking clown. son.
Give me another one.
This is how Labour can win back Scotland with hot singles in their area. It's in the Mirror by Brian Folk.
I think that's real.
That is real. Yes.
Yes! Fantastic. I'm elated.
Why are all the painkillers so woke? That's in the Telegraph by Brian Volk.
You made that up.
David, I'm sorry, that's true.
What?
You can read it yourself.
I can't read. Okay, fair enough.
David,
Yeah.
10:30, 11:22, 1:15, 9:06. That was in the Times.
I want this to be real more than anything, but I also want points, so no, that's fake.
That's true, David.
What?
No, it's true. Those are all times.
Fine.
Is AI maybe too sexy? That is in The Economist by Ewan Very Clever.
Yeah, that's real.
Oh, David, it's false. Of course it is. They don't have any doubt in their minds. And
Wait,
finally,
that's real?
no, it's false.
Oh,
It's not
false.
real.
Oh, sorry.
So, David, finally,
Yeah.
maybe some war crimes, please? That was in The Observer by Tony Blair.
No.
No, of course not. Of course not. Because he never feels the need to ask. David, at the end of that, you have bloody got yourself 149 points. So you're on 149 points. And I am on 50.
50
Got
points.
some catching up to do.
Over to me.
Round 3.
James?
Yes.
Jimmy, James. Oh,
Here we go.
that was a burp, not a slur. James, stag do or stag don't? Are these things I've done on a stag do? This is for
Oh.
100 points a question. James, have you ever been on a stag do?
I've been on 2.
Oh. What did you do on the stag do's?
Both times I did an escape room.
What a metaphor for marriage. So, I'm going
You
to...
can't say that anymore. No, my wife. I'm not saying that she is a converted office space into a low-rent amusement for men in their 30s that don't know how to have fun. However, there's always plenty of unemployed actors in her. Now,
I'm not saying that cooperation is the only way out of this, but we did do escape rooms. Okay, here is number 1 of the list of things I may or may not have done on a stag do. Number 1, did I appear in photos with families with small children with the groom whilst the groom was in a giant inflatable penis outfit?
that seems like the kind of tomfoolery that you can only get on a stag do somewhere like Bournemouth. A fun stag do in Bournemouth.
It was actually a stag do at Shambhala Music Festival.
The music festival?
The music festival, or it's kind of more of an occasion where some people aren't off their face. And some people are wearing clothes.
Shambhala is where music festival performers go for their festival.
Yes. Actually, I don't want to say anything incriminating. Just go to Shambhala. It's wild and fun, and go
It's
before
good.
you turn 30. But
Yes, Tankus
you
the
will
Henge
need
will
to be
there.
quite a liberal. Who? Sorry,
Tankus the Henge.
Tankers the Henge will be there, and you'll have a good time. I did a Kate Bush flash mob. It was great. I did lots of things, but yeah, the groom. We all kind of went for the stag, and the groom was wearing a giant inflatable penis outfit that we all thought was like, woo! And then basically kids just kept on running up to him and going, "Can we have a photo with you, please?" All day. Like, it took us twice as long to get anywhere because, and you turn around and you just see this giant inflatable penis just with like a bunch of kids and families around him. Question number 2. Did I watch my brother-in-law crash his go-kart into the best man, breaking his legs before the wedding on a stag do?
Yes, that's quite specific.
No, I didn't. I made that one up. I did go go-karting with my brother-in-law for his stag do. I also got sunburnt on Frinton Beach, which is statistically impossible, but I nearly got sunstroke. Make sure you reapply. We went go-karting and he just was complaining about how he got stitched up because he always complains that he loses in a game. I think you're wonderful and I love you if you're listening to this. Did I, question number 3, on a stag do, force the groom's dad to go down a playground slide to prove he was a proper lad?
Well, that's how we met. So I am assuming yes.
I did, yes. That is correct. That is, you're on 200 points for this round now, which, I'm proud of you. We went round Hackney Wick. There was a few bars there, and there's a nice little kids park nearby that we kept on going past because we were going to and from a bunch of different bars, and like on the 3rd or 4th time passing it, I was like, we need to go down that slide. And Neil, you're going down the slide. And he's like, I'm not going down the slide. I'm like, come on, Neil, be a proper lad, come on. And then I've got a really great video of him doing it and all the rest of the people on the stag being like, hooray!
Good old Neil. I never doubted you, buddy.
Yeah. Question number 4. Have I, on a stag do, ever gone to a strip club?
No.
Correct! I have never been to a strip club on a stag do. Just every other day of the year.
See you at Christmas, girls!
And question number 5. Have I, on a stag do, ever been a reasonable, functioning member of society?
No, David, because you're not even that when you're not on a stag do.
Correct. I've never been a functioning member of society.
Hey.
Hooray! Wow, you got 4 out of 5 there. I'm really impressed. That puts you on 450 points. Over to you, James.
Holy God.
Is this enough?
I'm here with Jim Carrey. Jim, ever since you started to embrace the neo-fascist movement, people have been asking, why? Why now? What are you doing? Jim, could you explain that in maybe 2 words? Alrighty then.
Round 4.
David,
Yeah.
this round is called... Oh, before I go into this round, I should introduce the element of jeopardy for this week. Because what do points mean?
Jeopardy!
Jeopardy. The prizes for this week. The prize for this week, for the winner, is another round of Pfizer. The forfeit for the loser is another round of Moderna. So there's all to play for.
I got Moderna 3 times. Moderna for life, baby. I'm happy to lose. Let's do it.
I think I had both. You know, when it gets to the point where they can just swap them around.
Yeah, on the third one you could have different, and everyone's like, you should have different because blah 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 blah. Heard it on the radio, and then I didn't, and all the people there were like, yes, fine. What was the other one? It was Pfizer,
Pfizer, Moderna, Betamax.
It was the one that all the old ladies and people who got it in the January had. What's it called? Remembering the what was it?
Was it the bio one?
No. Remembering lockdown is a very odd experience.
What were the vaccines?
Almost as odd as being in lockdown is trying to remember lockdown and being like, oh yeah, we did that, and that's weird. By the way,
what
James,
vaccines are there for COVID? GSK, GlaxoSmithKline, Moderna, Pfizer, Novavax.
there was another one that's not those.
David was thinking of AstraZeneca. Between them, they never remembered its name. This is a fun robot voice. A woo-ahoo. A woo-ahoo. Flumps. Ball bags. As we say in the robot text-to-speech world. Bob Iger.
Whatever. James, how did you get on with your prize last week of 1,000 carrier pigeons?
I tell you what, David, we overthrew the government of Malta. It was the coup of a century.
James looks more pleased with themselves than I've ever seen them be more pleased with themselves.
David, how did you get along with all them fucking wasps up in your ear?
1,000 wasps. Well, let me tell you, the one thing they don't tell you about wasps is they procreate quickly. So I now have 10,000 wasps. Hooray!
Yeah!
And I'm going to re-establish Malta.
Oh, no.
With my wasp government.
Wasps. David, this is round 4, which is called Could I Put My MA Into Good Use, Please? With some songs I've turned into different genres of theatre, maybe, if that's okay. I've taken 3 popular tunes and I have transformed them into different genres of theatre. Maybe a dramatic monologue, maybe from a play. And you're going to guess what the original is by me reading out what I've done to it. Each one of these is worth 66 points. So, for the love of Christ, help me out here. So help me God. Number 1. In troth, the stretch of years doth proceed apace, consumed by decree, so I flee with haste. I must now become Epicurean. The mind expands, but shrinks the cranium. With so much to do, with so much to see, must I not take a scenic route, prithee? Mysteries abound if you do not attend. Phosphorus shan't pour if you do not mend.
That would be the second best Smash Mouth song, All Star.
Whoa, that's some Smash Mouth opinions here.
Walking on the Sun is just infinitely better than All Star. All Star is a fun song. Smash Mouth are a bit weird, but do 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 do. It ain't no joke. Come on, that's a much better song.
So that
in
was, of
my
course,
opinion.
that was, of course, Shakespeare's All Star, a play of 5 acts. And now, in the Restoration comedy period of William Wycherley, here is another one. 555. It is rumoured amongst the revellers and rakes that you are courting a person of statuesque beauty. Yet it is true that though you provocate, there is no act. Madame, why procrastinate? You must have... You have much in your possession, but your frivolous ways shall lead to your name being scrubbed from the annals of history, and this undoing shall be all because of you and you alone.
This is infuriating because I feel like it's. Can you go again? And I really felt like I was there, and then I was like, God.
Okay, picture the scene. It's a scullery room. No, it's not a scullery room. Picture the scene. It is a city apartment in Covent Garden by the piazza. Lord Fotheringham has just arrived to see his young friend and acquaintance, Madame Chantelouse. 555. It is rumoured amongst the revellers and rakes that you are courting a person of a statuesque beauty. Yet is it true that though you provocate, there is no act? Madame, why procrastinate? You have much in your possession, but your frivolous ways shall lead to your name being scrubbed from the annals of history, and this undoing shall be because of you, and you alone.
I really want to get this. Everyone around, everybody knows. Is it everybody? It's something like everybody knows or something. I'm assuming. Is it everybody knows that Badger loves mashed potato? Is that what it was?
It's not. This is going to be of a genre that you will be surprised. You'll be surprised that this was.
Is it Gold Digger?
No.
Okay.
No.
Why is it? I feel really annoyed.
This is, of course, 212 by Azalea Banks.
Oh, okay. I have no idea then. That's fine. Good. This is one of the best rounds you've ever made. Continue.
Final one from this round.
Yeah.
In the stylings, the postmodern stylings of Samuel Beckett. Strangers. See how they wait. Search through the shadows. Street lights. Dum. Dum. People. They hide out in the night.
Is it I Kissed a Girl and I Liked It by Katy Perry?
No, that would be this. I kissed a woman once. Sandra! I like Samuel Beckett. He's good. That's my hot take.
Very hot take there. Big hot takes there. Big swings from James O'Donoghue today.
Big dick swings from O'Donoghue. I once tried to read all his dramatic works because I wanted to boast about it. And then I got halfway through and I thought, he's gotten weird.
Great.
Because he starts off with Waiting for Godot. That's weird. And then he just gets weirder. And you go, by the end of it, you're like, these are just blots on a page. And I meant to act in that, am I? You mad... Sorry, I did a naughty word. We got feedback recently that we say the C word too much. And I reckon that instead of we, that just means me. To which I should say, sorry.
I'm sure.
Was that a pint of squash or a particularly cloudy ale? David's on the... David's having a lovely pint from one of Bristol's many local breweries.
it's just some squash.
Oh.
I really
it
like
good?
squash. It's very good.
I'll tell you what.
Just the way I like it. I think I've
I
drunk
got-
squash every day other than with the days we didn't have it in my house. Squash and crisps have been more loyal to me and I to them than any other like being in the world.
I tell you what, I'm not a squash guy, but I was at my friend's house and we got very drunk and it was very hot and I got dehydrated. And I had some squash and I thought, this is sick.
It's great. I have it every day. I have it
Imagine
every day.
water.
And I
that's
find,
nice.
and it's in my set, I find double strength squash annoying because it doesn't say it largely enough on the bottle. So I'll just pour squash over, and it'll be like I'll pour the amount you're supposed to pour for normal strength squash, and then I'll get fucking diabetes. I don't want diabetes. Kissing a stranger at night.
Okay. You want it again?
Yeah.
Strangers. See how they wait. Search through the shadows. Street lights. There are people out there. Hiding in the night.
It's so powerful. I have no idea. And my brain is like melting and going a million miles a second at the same time. It's like, and I can't. Is it I Think We're Alone Now by Tiffany?
It is not.
Damn it.
Not. Is that your final guess?
Strangers searching in the night. Strangers out there lurking. Is it Bananas in Pajamas theme tune? Bananas in Pajamas. Is that what is it?
It's not. It's you.
What? Am I nearly there?
But no, you're not nearly there with Bananas and Pajamas. But you've been guessing some ballads, and it's a ballad.
It's a ballad. Is it? It's All Coming Back to Me Now by
No.
Celine Dion. Damn it.
No.
Is it You Look Beautiful Tonight? Oh, is it Lady in Red?
It's
By
not
Krista
Lady in
Berg.
Red. It's not.
What is it?
Strangers. Look, see how they wait. Shadows. Search through the shadows. David.
What is it?
It's Don't Stop Believing by Journey.
I have two things. Firstly, I'm furious. And secondly, I'm furious that you think that Don't Stop Believing is a ballad. Carrie.
All right.
James O'Donoghue.
Someone likes music.
That's a power ballad. Cripes. Okay, fine.
Looks like we should stop believing in your ability to win this round. However, you got one right, so you still won 66 points, which means that you are currently, David, on fucking, get this, 215 points. You muppet.
James nearly keeps saying the C word. Hooray!
Woo!
Round 5.
James, it falls to me to ask you this incredibly inventive round. Round 5. How are you?
I'm very good, David. I've been a busy boy this week.
Yeah.
It's been a fun one, and it's also been horrible. But the main thing that happened this week was I did a gig. Very happy with the gig. It was Troy Club, which is a lovely gig in Tufnell Park, run by Andrew O'Neill. The headliner was Tony Law. I opened, and I'm always nervous about opening. Smashed it. Very good.
Great.
Had some friends in the audience. They had a good time. I was having a lovely time. Had some drinky poos afterwards. It was very nice. I've turned into Sir Keir Starmer throughout saying this. It was good. And then heading back from the tube, I needed a wee. So I ducked down an alley to have a cheeky wee. Didn't see a drop curve, and I fell over and twisted my ankle. And
Is this
also-
why you asked me about my ankle earlier?
I did, yeah. This is how I asked
Okay.
about your ankle. So, David, have you ever fell over in your own piss?
This has conjured up two things for me in my brain. both of which will need bleeping, and then I'll answer your question. Number one, comedian told me on Friday that they have particular tube stops they know they can get out on and find a dark corner and vomit and then get back on the tube when they're really, really hammered.
I need to know these stops.
Yeah. Number two, when they went on their long walk tour thing, needed to do a shit in a hedge. So went to go do a shit in a hedge. When they stood up to wipe, they realised that they shat on a snake. And in the panic, they got a stick and just flung the snake.
Flung the shit snake away.
Which, in terms of like,
oh, that's what I've got for
if that
round
snake
8.
didn't die, then it's very. If it did die, its very last moments was being shat on and then flung.
There's sometimes some things happen to animals, and I think, how do they compute that? But there's a story about a man who, one of the early hot air balloonists in Bristol, took a cat up with him and threw the cat out, and the cat had a parachute, and the cat landed, and another family adopted the cat. Which begs the question, what the fuck did that cat think happened? Because that cat does not understand that I've gone from one side of Bristol to the other. To that cat, all that means is, oh, I am reborn.
It also begs the question, why hasn't that been turned into a TV show or a film? Like, Parachute Cat needs to be a thing.
Parachute
Stop
Cat would
making
be
Marvel
great.
movies, start making Parachute Cat. That's the platform I stand on.
We now cut to Bob Iger at Disney headquarters. Go, shut this all down! I got an idea! Bye-bye, or as we say, me!
I have had misfortunes involving bodily fluids before. I don't know if I've ever fallen over in my own piss. I can imagine it to be unpleasant.
It's deeply unpleasant.
Is it quite humiliating?
It's not really humiliating. There's a sense of betrayal.
On the behalf of your piss?
On behalf of, I thought we were friends. I was leaving you to go off, be free.
You clearly wanted to leave.
I feel like in Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, when Ewan McGregor, as Obi-Wan Kenobi, is watching holocron footage of Anakin killing younglings, and Ewan McGregor can't stop laughing, and they use a take which is him clearly laughing. It's great if you've not seen that. It's brilliant.
Oh, really?
He's really having a giggle because he has to say the word younglings, and that's funny. But we can pause this for you to watch it right now. Not the whole film, but I feel like that. The level of betrayal. I thought we were friends here, me and Piss.
Yeah.
But now
I'll
it's on my
watch it
knees.
my phone. Which is your favourite Star Wars movie?
Probably the video game Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Ooh.
But if we can get away from the controversy town, probably Empire Strikes Back, because it is the only good one. I have seen all 9. That's the only competent bit of cinema.
And then David watched all 3 prequel films from beginning to end, in the middle of the podcast recording, in order to understand James's most hilarious reference. It's me. I'm back again. Do you want more robot voice stuff? Oh. A. Hey Macarena.
That's pretty good that you and McGregor can't stop laughing. I have now seen the clip. Hooray! My favourite is Empire Strikes Back, but I do like the first one as well. And I enjoy aspects of the others, and I've seen them all. I've seen all the main series stuff. I can't be doing with Rogue One or Han Solo movie. Give me numeraled Star Wars films, please, and I will laugh at them and say this is bad.
There we go, folks. Star Wars is bad. Star Trek is also bad, but it's good.
There's bits of it that are good. There are bits of Star Trek that are good across many different weird facets, and then like there are bits of Star Wars that are good at the beginning, and then it just becomes a weird thing where they're like, you know that thing that's mysterious and cool? Well, let's make it not mysterious and remove its coolness. Hooray!
Wait, that's always fun. I like every now and then there'll be a cool new horror thing that lands on Netflix, like The Haunting of Hill House, or the other one that was basically the same thing. And then you'll be like, oh, it's so spooky. And then they'll go, well, here's what makes it really spooky: explanations. And you're like, fuck you. It's the same with the Conjuring films. Have you seen The Conjuring 2, the Enfield Poltergeist? I saw that in a cinema in Enfield. Number one, there's a point where someone drives from Marylebone to Enfield. It takes them 5 minutes. Oh, sorry, mate. In what world does that happen?
That sounds spooky, because that couldn't happen.
I was terrified at that. It was what was quite funny was there was like this real hard nut sat next to me at the cinema, and I said, "Dad, you're embarrassing me." No, there's this bloke in a tracksuit, a cap pulled down over his eyes, and he got too spooked and he threw his popcorn everywhere and ran away.
Oh, really?
Yeah. But there's a bit at the end of that where they go, "Oh no, the real ghost isn't the Enfield ghost, it's this American demon." I sat there going, "Excuse me, no, we don't need any fucking help with the Yanks with our ghosts. I think you'll find we got more ghosts than you do, alright? Because we've killed more people globally at the moment."
Keep it light.
Keep it light.
Please.
Please.
James, at the end of that round, having fallen in your own piss, I do think that you deserve 600 points.
Whoa!
Congratulations.
David,
Yeah.
it's time for my round now.
Is this enough? That's me on my toboggan. That's me with my Bible, losing my religion. Round 6.
Round 6. No. How are you?
Doing okay. Doing all right. I'm quite tired. I've had a lot on. I went to a stag do on the weekend. It turns out that even without being there for the entire stag do, because I had a gig on Friday, I did a PTA gig, PTA fundraising gig, I should say. It wasn't just to the board. So it was like all the parents and stuff, and that went well. But then I missed the Friday of the stag do, and I arrived just after they'd done coast steering, which is basically lobbing yourself off of cliffs into the sea. And they were like, "Oh, it's so great! It's a shame you couldn't be there for that." And I'm like, "Yes, I don't want to jump in the sea, thank you." But I had a fun time. It was good to see a bunch of people, and I stood in a nightclub, having been doing some drinking with two of my friends from school, because the wedding we're going to this weekend is our friend from school marrying my girlfriend's friend from uni, and so it was mostly people that went to uni together, and then us three who all went to school together.
That's
And
nice.
they all, yeah, it's nice. And they all basically were like going, having it large and being in the club and dancing. And we were like, after about the 10th song in a row that I just didn't know, and I was like, "Oh, I'm old now. I don't even know what the songs in the charts are or the songs that they play in clubs." I didn't know a single one. And I turned to my two friends who were looking there very awkward, and I went, "When you want to go, I'm right behind you." And they went, 10 minutes, let's go. And so we left the club, went back to the site that had a hot tub, and just lay in the hot tub under the stars and caught up. And it was very nice.
Oh.
But I had drunk quite a lot. We played mini golf with the stag dressed up as an inflatable dinosaur, and then we were all dressed up as cavemen. And at the mini golf place, they had slush puppies, which I thought would be good to put rum in, and everyone was like, "You're a fucking genius," and that felt nice. That was good, quite validating, and delicious way to get drunk.
Wait.
But yeah, just tired. I'm getting tireder as a man Just getting tireder. I went for a run today just to try and like I've been eating lots of vegetables this week, just trying to reinvigorate my system. But I've got a wedding this weekend and a wedding next weekend, so
He's getting married twice. I hope the other one doesn't find out. When you said that it was a friend of yours from school getting married, my brain misunderstood that as your friend is getting married in a school.
Yeah, that's a good way of your brain to misinterpret
They're getting married
information.
at school, and everyone's going to act like they're students. And
I
you're
know
going to turn
people
up, and their
who
head
went-
teacher's going to be there going, "You'd better get to your wedding, boy."
This is the ramblings of a person who has clearly had lots of I'm back at school nightmares, just like me.
Yeah.
Lots of them.
And now I'm back at a very high stress drama school nightmare.
Oh,
that's
wow.
That's fucking sick. It's great when in your dream someone's going, "Have you learnt Hamlet?" And you go, "Oh no."
Could you technically in your dream do a Midsummer Night's Dream, which is like a dream within dreams?
Yeah. That's what the film Inception is. That was the first draft of Inception.
Have you learnt the part of bottom? No, Leonardo
Oh,
DiCaprio,
no!
I haven't. That's my impression of all Hans Zimmer films.
This next round is all hands on deck.
All Hands on Zimmer.
Fuck, that's a good name for a round. Why did I not think of that?
It's still available. It's not been used up.
Hey, if you're listening at home and you heard that, no, you didn't. No, you fucking didn't.
If you just gone full fast show, you won't see me. So yes, I'm tired and I'm busy, but I'm doing things that I want to do. It's just there's not enough hours in the day.
No.
That's fine.
Hey, as long as it's fine.
It's fine. It's definitely good. I feel like it's just like there's nothing particular that I'm doing at the moment that I'm like, for fuck's sake. But it's just each thing takes a lot of effort.
Yes.
And time.
I'm in a flat that's quite cluttered, and it's lovely. It's nice to have my own place, but I keep bumping into stuff, and it's making me more angry than it deserves to the extent where I moderately brushed my arm against the side of a wardrobe, and I yelled, "I hate this!"
I didn't hear what you said because we lost connection for a second. You froze, but that's fine. But it'll be in the edit, so hopefully.
There we go.
Let me go. Ha 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 ha!
Yes, that's good. Good content.
So yes, that's how I'm doing.
There we go. Well, David, that was wonderful. And at the end of that, I'm going to give you a case of the hives. No, I'm going to give you 999 points, which brings you up to 1,214 points. So you're in the lead.
I also didn't get to say, you gave me the hives. Hate to say I told you so. Hooray!
Whoa! That's on my running playlist.
Have you also got Idiot Walk on there as well? That would be good for
No.
running playlist. That's
That is good for running.
There you go. See the idiot walk. Amazing. Well, thank you very much, James.
Round 7.
James, round 7 is called Girl. I love the way you work it, and if you let me, I'm going to reverse it. I've reversed audio of myself saying 3 words. You just need to tell me what you think I said.
He's twin peaked us.
I have. I will give you 300 points per word you get. Because you may get some of the words. There's a potential of 900 points per question. So, question number 1. What do you think I am saying in reverse here? What do you think I'm saying backwards there? Luckily, James is starting to do what I'd hope they'd do, which is try and work it out by acting it out. Tell your thoughts to the class.
Bov C. Hold on. Smoke Z. Beelzebub.
James is either trying to work it out or having a stroke. I can't quite work it out. Would you like to hear it one more time?
Yes. Smoke C. Beelzebub. So Vob.
Bobbly bobbly bob.
Bobbly bobbly bob. I'm going for bobbly bobbly bob, David. All in. Cash my chips. Put salt and vinegar on them, mind, and none of that curry sauce.
I like curry sauce. I'm sorry, you're wrong. The correct answer was, of course,
The Blazing Squad.
Ah, no!
you sounding like you were getting really close to it, and I was like, ooh.
God, but if you say the Blazing Squad backwards, their infernal master will rise from the ground and offer you some sweet hashish. Oh boy!
What's that I can see out the window? It's Beelzebub himself, or as he's colloquially known, his gang name in the Blazing Squad, Bobbly Bobbly Bob.
Here we
Question
go.
number 2. What have I said in reverse here?
Alright, so that ends with James. It's like James is a swat or something.
It's 3 words.
James is cool. Let's go with James is cool.
I will give you 600 points for that. You were
Holy
very
flips.
close. The actual answer was James is stupid.
Oh no! That's not cool at all.
But that's pretty good. So that's 600 points there. For question
600
number
big
2.
ones.
I'm really proud of you. Question number 3. What have I reversed?
Again, it ends.
I'm
it
really
ends with
impressed how
James.
quickly you heard "Meow," and you were like, that's James in the first one. So the fact that you recognised it again in this one, or have you?
James. James. Smurf. Firm. James Firm. Oh, here we go.
What's your guess?
James's Firm Buns.
James's Firm's Bums. Okay.
James's Firm's Buns.
James.
Hello, we're from James and Proctor and Buns.
I'm going to give you 300 points because you recognised James. The correct answer there was, of course, James votes Lib Dem.
Oh, no! No! That's awful. How could you bloody say that? I tell
Don't
you
tell
what.
Nish.
Don't tell Nish. He's expecting me for his Gramsci and Lenin reading ceremony this evening.
He'd be
And
really
the
upset
big
if he
game's
found out.
tomorrow.
Be so upset with you if he found out that you
I can't believe it, he'd say.
voting. Yeah. Your final question this round, of which you've done very well. I was thinking you may have not do so well, but you've done very well.
I
Here
can
is
hear my
your-
own name like a dog. Like a dog, David.
in black and white. Here's number 4.
Well, that's clear. That's clearly. Which is the
Ooh.
sound I make with your mum.
Great. Okay, let's see if you're correct. The correct answer is James is dancing now. The correct answer is, of course, which is correct. I didn't realise that what you said to my mum. We translated it. That was actually Pingu. What Pingu said was
Pingu's had
James shags penguins.
Ah, no, it's bloody true. I tell you what, mate. Not allowed in Chester Zoo.
Heavily implying that my mum is a penguin. At the end of
Nope,
that
nope.
round. What do I give you? You got it right, I guess. 900 points. Cool. That puts you on 2,850 points.
There's all to play for.
Congratulations.
Round down.
Final
Hey.
round here.
Final
ahead,
round.
James.
David, I can't believe it again. I've had to pull out. I've just asked your mum about that, right? Hey, she's very Catholic. David, I've had to not do this round because I've had to go and be involved in an exciting business opportunity that a friend of mine from school's reached out. So I'm going to get involved on the ground selling some products. So, David, while I'm off to visit Triangle Selling Limited, I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of my good friend Paul Review, the world's leading psychic medium and legitimate business owner.
Oh, we'll see you in a bit, James.
Goodbye!
Oh, hi, Paul. How's it going?
Hello, I'm Paul Review. Nice to see you. What's your name?
David.
I thought so. David, I am a medium. I am connected with the other side, and I can communicate with the deceased. As well as that, I am a director of an entirely legitimate business venture called Business Management Consultancy Business Limited. We operate out of a shipping container in Wapping, and that's all you need to know, my matey boy Sunshine. Son, I'm your dad. So, David,
Yeah.
I'm going to ask you some questions from the dead slags, dearly departed, and you're going to answer them nice and easy, alright? Comprende?
I do comprende, yes.
I knew you'd said that. Because I'm a psychic. Now, David, what colour were Winston Churchill's socks that he used to wear on his little feety feet? What colour were his socks, David?
I imagine Winston Churchill to wear like either bright red or like a maroon.
A maroon sock, you reckon?
A maroon sock, yes.
Be very good for the Blitz, wouldn't it? You could be up to your ankles in blood, but you wouldn't know it. You just wouldn't know it. So, let's find out. You and I, together. Light a candle, David. Light the candle and sing the ancient words. Oh, I want to dance with somebody. I want to feel the heat of somebody. I want to dance with somebody. Somebody that's dead. Oh, we're making contact, David. We're making. Is that you, Winston? Is it? Yeah, the socks are cyan. The cyan socks. Made from the shiniest silk, spun from the finest spider who I fed like a king. Like a king, David. It's me, Winston Churchill. I'm afraid you didn't win any points. However, would you like to ask me a question, David? Any question you want from me, Winston Churchill.
What's your favourite brand of cigar, Winston?
David, did you know that my favourite brand of cigar was Aldi own brand? Bye-bye. Or as we say in the afterlife, boo-bye. Oh, God blimey. I'll tell you what, David.
Yeah?
The thing about being dead
Yeah.
is it's nothing. It's like being in Brussels.
Did you know when I tried to light the candle there that I got an actual lighter out and I tried to light it and I nearly set my pop shield on fire? Carry on.
David, that's very silly. Look, we got no sign for silliness in my line of work. You know where silliness gets you? In a pair of concrete dance shoes. David.
Yeah?
Question number 2. Oh, by the way, do you know how many points these are all worth?
I don't know.
666 points each.
Oh.
Spooky numbers. Not to be confused with spooky E numbers, such as vitamin Boo. David, how many nipples did Sir Bruce Forsyth have?
Ah. It would be nice to see them. Nice.
I appreciate that, David. I really do. It's exactly my type of humour.
I think Bruce Forsyth has 2 nipples.
2 nipples. Well. Shall we see if we can find out?
Yep. Going to light another candle.
Brucey! Here's a Brucey bonus. Bit of life. No, keep dancing. Keep dancing. Dance for him. Dance for the Lord of Misrule. Dance while the fires lap at your feet. Dance. Oh, blimey. I can confirm from my contact with the deceased that he has 6 nipples like a fucking pig. David.
Yeah.
I've helped a lot of people come into contact with the dead.
Mm-hmm.
Some people say that I'm sensitive like that. Other people say that I'm a violent menace. What would you say, David? Choose wisely, will you, boy?
I think that as long as you're only asking them quiz-based questions and you're not using it to further your own evil gain, that's probably fine.
It's the correct answer. Now,
Yeah.
here's the last question for you, David.
Yeah.
Where the fuck is Johnny Sixfingers? Where is he? Where the fuck has he gone to, that muppet? What's he got involved in there?
The obvious joke here would be Norwich, although that might be where he comes from. But I don't believe in that.
Oh,
sort of
that's
stuff.
very funny, David. That's very funny. In
I
fact,
just-
I might give you the points for that alone.
Wonderful. Bruges? Brussels? Are they the same
Brussels.
place? Brussels?
You reckon Johnny Sixfingers in Brussels?
I do, yeah.
Well, let's find out. Johnny boy! Yeah. Where are you? Is that you, John? John? Where are you, son? Where are you? Speak to me. Make contact, John. Oh dear, oh dear. He's in the fucking drink, isn't he? Well, I told him to keep out his Seth Shields. Well, David, at the end of that round, I'm afraid you scored no points.
Oh, damn it.
However,
Yeah.
I am rather impressed in your abilities. You should join me here at whatever this character's name's lovely academy for speaking with the fucking dead.
Johnny
Who am I
Review.
again? Paul Review. Paul Review's academy for speaking with the dead. You should also join me here at Business Management Consulted Business Limited, PLC. You know what they say about Business Management Business Consultants Limited, PLC? Can't be traced. Well, David, as we say in the criminal underworld, as well as the actual underworld, bye-bye. Bye-bye. Gah. Like that fucking Disney slag. Goodbye.
Oh, James! You just missed
Oh,
Paul
it-
Review.
Oh, fuck Paul Review. I just
How's
got
your
scammed.
business going?
Yeah, no, I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk. I owe someone a lot of Herbalife, which is the sponsor for this week's episode of Is This Enough?
For legal reasons, we're not sponsored by Herbalife.
For legal reasons, Herbalife does not exist. For legal reasons, Herbalife may exist. However, for moral reasons, we'll cut that there.
Yeah, for legal reasons, KFC isn't used making 13 secret Herbalifes and spices.
For legal reasons, what you shouldn't do with Herbalife is, if you get involved with selling it, is message your friend who's just going through a bereavement, which is how I found out about Herbalife.
Cool.
Cool. So if you're listening to this, my friend Robbie from school, sort it out, you mad bastard. So I heard from my good friend that you didn't win any points for that. However, the spookiest thing of all is losing. So I'm going to give you 666 points anyway.
Aww,
so there we
nice
go.
Of you.
That gets you up to...
David, pity points. Always getting pity. Points.
Yeah. Oh.
Puts me
Well,
on.
you're at 1,880 points.
But
So there we go. Let me put that into the big
still
machine.
lost.
So, David, at the end of that episode,
Yeah.
you are just under 1,000 points behind. Do you think you can turn it around as we play our last round, which is a surprise? It is, of course, don't you forget about meat. David, I became vegan nearly 2 years ago. Describe meat to me!
Oh, okay. Is this a surprise round? It's a surprise round. Describe meat to you. It's flesh.
Chicken, what's that like?
Chicken is kind of like white or brown substance that's kind of fleshy, and it's got like some substance to it. It tastes good in a pot noodle with mushrooms and noodles.
Correct!
Great.
David, describe beef! Describe it!
Beef is what happens when you fall out with somebody on Twitter, and it goes very well with kidneys
Yes!
and pie and
You're
gravy.
killing it! Correct! Describe pork! Describe it to the Jew! Describe pork!
Pork is quite good. It's good if
Yes!
you,
Correct! David, last one to double all the points that you just won in that round. David, describe prawn!
Prawn is it's fun to open, and then they're quite nice to eat.
Yes! Correct! David, you won all of those! You won 3 points and then doubled that 3. You've won 6 points. David, you're still very much behind.
I tried so hard.
And got so far. But in the end,
Describing
even
meat
matter.
didn't even matter.
there we go. So at the end of that, David, I am today's winner. So I'm off down to my local NHS vaccination centre. Goodbye. But before I go, it's time for the audience round. Audience round. But before I go, it's time to plug the shit out of all of our stuff. All of our stuff. If you've enjoyed the show, why not follow us at Is This Enough Pod on Instagram and Facebook? David, where the fuck can people find you?
You should try and find us on Twitter and TikTok as well if you didn't
You
want to
should
tease.
find us on all of that as well.
You can follow
We
me
are, we are on TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and your dad's house. We're at your dad's house. And your father's house has many rooms. Thanks for listening, Jesus.
Thanks, Jesus. You can find me at David Hoare, LOL, on Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and Twitch. I stream Mondays to Fridays from 10:30 a.m. You can find me on YouTube. I've just released a new ambient album called Formless Thoughts. You can check that out under the name Branching Audio.
I have, and it's very good.
Thank you very much. I'm releasing it on Friday, but this will be in the future.
It's good.
So, and you can also check out my musical comedy albums on your chosen streaming platform of choice. James, where can we find you?
You can find me at is that James O, is underscore that underscore James underscore O on Insta and Twitter. And you can also find me on TikTok, where I'm Let the James Begin, which I will fold into the other stuff. So here we go, and it's very fun. Very fun time. Everyone enjoy.
Yeah.
So David, the audience round this week. So the audience round from last week, I asked, true or false, I broke my nose at a theatre because fake blood made me feel all wobbly. Is that true or false? Well, I'll tell you what, it's true, as a quick glimpse at my headshot will reveal, because my nose is on a fucking wonk.
Oh no.
Yeah. Some angles, what a perfectly straight nose. Other angles, whoa, who fed Adrian Brody? But the audience round for this week, of course, is which one of the rounds that I made from this episode of Is This Enough was made while I was drunk last night? Email in at isthisenoughpodcasting@gmail.com.
Can we get a list of the options again?
Of course. So this episode, we had columnist or a load of piss. Could I put my MA into good use, please, with songs I've turned into different genres of theatre, maybe, if that is okay. How are you, of course. And the guest round with Paul Review, the world's leading psychic medium and legitimate business owner. And bonus round, don't you forget about meat. So,
I'm hoping it's the How Are You round.
It was loose enough to be. I'll tell you what, looser than my stools after a night on the town.
Well, thank you for listening to this week's episode of Is This Enough?
Thank you very much for joining us. Remember to like, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review, because we've given you some fun memories. And as you're lying on your deathbed looking back, I hope that you remember your old pals, James and David, as we say, is this enough? David, was it enough?
I think this was definitely enough. Did you feel like it was enough?
That's good to know. David, I think this was just enough.
Correct.
And then some. So, as we say on the podcast, thank you for joining us. That's a wrap. I'm off for a crap.
Bob Iger!
Bob Iger!